why I speak. I didn't go to Harvard. I wasn't handed a mic or a book deal. I was born in Detroit to a mother the world would call white and a father who was unmistakably Mexican. My mother didn't speak Spanish. My father didn't speak English, but they didn't need to because they didn't see color. They just saw each other. They fell in love in a world that told them not to and did it anyways. Their relationship was pure, not political, not performative, just two people who chose each other when the world said, pick a side. My grandmother was an American Indian, Kickapoo, or possibly another tribe, a tribal line we're still tracing. My grandfather was European. My mother was a very poor white woman, the kind society once convinced was barely better than black folks, but still expected to feel superior. She traced our family tree. She knows we descend from slave owners, and she isn't ashamed of the truth because she's never denied it. She understands that because something was normal back then doesn't mean is ever right. I was raised in a real neighborhood, Black, white, Greek, Indians from India, where history wasn't something you studied. It was something you lived. In Detroit, we spoke real Spanish. Nobody made us feel small for it. We weren't afraid to be bilingual. But when we moved to Texas, everything changed. Texas was one of the last states to give up slavery, and you can feel that history in the air. Racism here wasn't quiet. It was loud, it was proud, and it showed up fast in the form of a KKK death threat sent to my parents back in the mail times because they were different races. The same man later on murdered his family. And that taught me something early. Hate doesn't just destroy outsiders. It consumes everyone eventually. In Texas, I was shocked to find out so many Latinos who have both parents who speak Spanish and they couldn't speak Spanish. Their parents had hidden their language to protect them from the racism they had to survive. But in doing so, they disconnected their kids from who they really were. And many of those kids grew up to vote against themselves. That's what whitewashing does. But up north, we didn't have that fear. We spoke Spanish with pride. Even in the 1980s, Detroit welcomed Cuban refugees, set them up with counselors, programs, and support. No one told them to be quiet. No one told us to hide our culture. That's why my Spanish is real. It's not watered down. It's not mixed. It's mine. I've lived in white spaces. I've lived in brown spaces. I've heard things people say when they think no one from the other side is listening. That's why I'm qualified to speak. But let me tell you something else. This isn't just about race. Because even though my mother was white, she was still a woman. And in this country, being a woman meant you were second, no matter who you married. My mother couldn't get a credit card in her own name. She couldn't buy a house without my father. She couldn't build a life independently because the law didn't believe women were capable. So when I say that white women were manipulated too, I'm talking about my mother. She was raised to serve, to sacrifice, to survive. She was told to accept less, to keep quiet, to raise the babies, to keep the house, to accept the cheating, to carry the pain silently. So no one would think her marriage was broken. The system didn't just fail people of color. It failed women, all women. So no, this isn't about blame. It's about truth. It's about the indigenous, the enslaved, the immigrants, the erased women who carried the burden and got none of the credit. I'm here to tell their stories because they matter, because we matter. And because we're being real here, yes, I've had work done. I'm not against plastic surgery. Let's just keep it all the way honest. If white women hadn't wanted fuller lips and bigger butts, half of us wouldn't even be doing it. I'm just following the trend because I'm mixed. Yes, I had a little work done to my lips because some parts were thinner than the other. And my hair, it shows my mixed culture. Very, very thin, curly hair. My mother had very thin hair. My dad had an afro. It's very likely back in their ancestry, there was black lineage. And during the time when your color didn't define your status, way back when black and white, it wasn't a war. It was just people surviving together before America drew its battle lines. So this is why I speak. My story is layered, it's complicated, it's honest, and it's real. And one day I'll share the full history of my family because it deserves to be told. But right now, I'm testing this series across all my platforms. And eventually, this will live on my YouTube channel and my official Facebook page, not my personal profile. This is just the beginning. It's a taste of what's coming. So if this speaks to you, follow me there because this is real America. And if you're ready, I'll show it to you.